What's up, everybody? How are you guys doing? Brandon and I are back for the Team Live podcast. I know it has been a while. Um, it's been a good while, hasn't it?
Couple months.
A couple months, yeah. But I mean, before it was me, I was dealing with depression. And then, two, it was you. You were dealing with a wedding,
Yeah.
which would have gave me depression.
Yeah. Well,
That was a lot y'all were dealing.
it wouldn't have given you new depression if you'd actually showed the fuck up.
No, bro. I couldn't. I had to go do things, man. Try to make the channel bigger. That's my job. That's my job. I create content, man. Here, don't feel bad. I skipped my grandkids' birthday party too. So if I skip a family member, you knew I wasn't making your wedding. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a good person. I'm not a good person. But no, I heard it was a wonderful affair, and I saw it on what is it? Snapchat and Instagram.
Oh yeah, you saw the dance.
Oh God, yeah, I saw everything while I was up in Tulsa. It was Kelsey was streaming, Mandy, which is Nick's girlfriend, was streaming. I mean, I did not miss the wedding. I saw the entire thing.
I guess I need to go on Instagram and see if I can get those videos because
it's video everywhere.
We have a little bit of video from some stuff that my best man shot of just the ceremony and stuff. But I don't really have any video of what happened downstairs. We have pictures, which
oh yeah, there's a lot of video, man, from Instagram. I want to say Instagram and Snapchat were my two biggest things that I watched your whole wedding on. It was like I saw so much. Like Kelsey made sure I didn't miss anything. I had to turn my phone off to do interviews at Tulsa. It was insane. I was like, you're working.
Then you saw the dance, right?
Oh, I saw the dance of you and Nick.
Yeah.
That's the dance. I saw that dance. I was like, why is he slow dancing with Nick? When I saw that one, I actually did stop to watch that. Like,
why wasn't I there for that?
Yeah, I was like, well, I get to see that in real life. That was really how I was. I was just, okay. So it was interesting, man. It was definitely interesting.
It was a good song, by the way.
What song was it?
It was the Civil Wars doing Billie Jean.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I threw it on because like I sent that, like he likes that song from Michael Jackson, and I sent that song to him when we were working together at EA, and he was like, "This is fucking awesome." And then I wound up throwing it on the wedding soundtrack, and when I was there, he was like, I can add songs to the Spotify playlist and they'll play. Like Spotify, I know how it works. Like if it's on random, it'll just jump to whatever's been put on to the playlist recently a lot of the time. And he's like, I'm going to add Billie Jean. I was like, it's already on there. And he's like, what? And I was like, yeah, I put the Civil Wars version of Billie Jean on there. And when it popped up, I was fucking lit as fuck, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I got a feeling you were.
I went over and found Nick and I was like, the song is playing. And he's like, what? And I was like, listen. And he starts listening. He goes, oh shit. And so he pulls, we just went out to the dance floor and just started dancing. It was beautiful.
That was amazing, dude. No, good stuff, man. Good stuff. We have had the busiest freaking summer Team Lift has ever had, bro.
It sounds like it. Well, all without me.
Yeah, 8 weeks. For 8 weeks, I was on the road for 7. I am exhausted. I am so exhausted, right? Like, there's no word to describe my exhaustion levels. I was looking at it today, and I was like, it explains why I'm taking these next couple weeks off, man. We did Anime Austin from the 27th to the 29th. I was at OkashiCon from the 20th to the 22nd. I did Tokyo and Tulsa from the 13th to the 15th. The week of the 4th of July, I was in what is that? Tyler, Texas. Before that, I was at Anime CTX for June 29th through I want to say the 1st of July. Yeah. So, and then before that, I forgot where we had to go. And before that, I do know it was Greater Austin Comic Con, and that was in June 16th to 17th. I am freaking exhausted.
I actually have cons coming up, which is weird. I'm gonna probably spend the better part of a day at QuakeCon.
Mm-hmm.
Not gonna get to go for the whole thing, which is so it is what it is. And then I've got Wizard World in September. We already bought tickets for that here in Austin, so that's gonna be good.
That is a good one. It's a weird situation because Wizard World is a really great experience, but it's kind of a money grab at the same time. It's pretty expensive. Let's just be honest. Wizard World gets really pricey really quick, but
yeah, I think we paid like
stars are pretty awesome.
I think we paid like 125, I want to say, or 200, something like that for the tickets.
Yeah,
which is cool. Like Jenny hasn't gotten to go to a con probably since we went to the Supernatural Con in Houston almost 2 years ago now.
Sweet. Yeah, they just had another one recently. I don't know if I told you, but I have an app on my phone called Fan Guru, and it just shows me cons all over the country. Now, some of the cons, like Anime CTX and stuff, they actually posted their stuff in the app. Okay, and so it was like that's right here. As you can see, QuakeCon. Don't know how that looks on your camera, but there's QuakeCon right there. And it's, I can go into it, do tickets, create a post, find exhibitors, do meetups, fans. I can find panels. It's everything I want to do. Fan Guru has been on my phone pretty heavy, except for when I was at, what was the name of that place? The Tokyo and Tulsa, they have their own app called DC exclamation point events, DC events. And all three of their cons are in that app, and it was pretty impressive. I really had a good summer, man, but this is the busiest I've been. And the good news was I dropped 22 pounds.
Yeah.
And it was noticed. The writer, Bob Townsend, who writes for Robot Girl Chronicles with Blake Shepard, said, "Man, you look a lot better than the last time I saw you." And I was like, I feel a lot better than the last time you saw me. And he was like, so we talked. It was weird. I'm there to talk to him about Robot Girl Chronicles, and he and I talked for about 30, 40 minutes about diet. It was pretty fun. Just all the stuff I dropped and changed.
Unintentional shit that we've done today. You're wearing a Fallout shirt.
I am.
A Fallout shirt.
Yeah.
You see that at New California Republic.
Yeah. This is the Pit Boy actually destroying the Mushroom Kingdom with a mushroom cloud behind him. So it's
I got to work and I was like, wait a second.
Yeah, I saw that. I looked at your shirt. You said, "Are you wearing a Fallout shirt?" I went, "Yeah." Then I looked at the back of yours and I went, "Damn it." We really are way too in sync some days, man. That's craziness. So while we were out on the road, we missed Comicon.
Yeah.
We've been busy. We've always done a Comic-Con show, and we missed it this year, and it was kind of a crazy one. But the first thing I did when I got back is I watched all the trailers. I ended up watching most of them that Monday after Comic-Con had ended because I had been at a convention myself that weekend, so I couldn't watch trailers all weekend. You look extremely sleepy already, man. I don't know if you're going to make it.
I don't know.
I know the feeling. Let's get into this before you go to sleep. I'm going to just kick it off. Let's go with this one. Godzilla 2. What did you think?
Godzilla looks awesome.
Yeah.
I think that, what's his name? The turtle? Gamera? I think Gamera's in it. Everybody's.
I don't know why.
Did you see the thing that I sent you?
Gamera. No, I haven't. You sent me something and I did not see it. I still think it's Mothra based on.
I sent you a link to, I think it's like 127 seconds into the trailer, something like that. Right. I don't know. I might be wrong about the timestamp, but I sent you a timestamp, and it's 11 is standing in front of a head that's coming down like this.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at the head, if you pause it and just look at the detail on it, it looks like a sea turtle's head.
Yeah.
And it has scales like a sea turtle. So maybe there are more than just the monsters that they showed us in the trailer, or maybe they're like keeping something back, so there's something that's in there.
Did you see the King Kong?
I didn't see King Kong in there.
No, did you see the movie King Kong?
No, I know that they intended him to be in this movie.
Wait,
because
that's the thing that
they intend to do a King Kong versus Godzilla movie or something like that.
At the end of King Kong, I really hate to ruin this for you, but
it's fine. Don't worry about it.
It's been a while now, but if you stick around after the credits, there is a after credit scene in King Kong, and they discover drawings on the wall, and on the wall there are drawings for Godzilla, Mothra, and Ghidorah, King Ghidorah. So the three-headed.
Mm-hmm.
They're all so they're all there on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's why they scaled King Kong up so big in that movie too, is so that he could actually fight all of those guys.
Oh yeah, he's going to be in it heavy. But yeah, it was pretty crazy because when I saw that, I was like, okay, so they're hinting at the whole monster universe basically being alive. So I'm going to tell you right now, I already feel like there's going to be a lot more players than we know.
Mm-hmm. Eventually,
but I don't know what they're going to show us in this movie. But I definitely am super excited.
Yeah, it's one of the few trailers that I was like, wow, this okay, I'm all in, I'm good. And yeah, it's actually at second 70. I sent it to you on Facebook if you want to go check it out really quick. But if you go in and bring it up, you literally see what looks like a turtle's face come into frame, and they do a close-up of it, and it has scales. So it's not Mothra. It's gotta be fucking Gamera. And it's only for like a second that they show it. It's not that long. But if you go to the exact moment I sent you, which is 1 minute and 10 seconds into the trailer, that looks like a fucking turtle's head to me. You see it? I'm not crazy. I mean, I'm crazy, but about this, I'm not crazy.
Yeah, that does look like a turtle.
So maybe they redid Gamera and like made him less horny, I guess. Because usually Gamera has the big horns coming out of the sides of his mouth. But it does look like
a head, though. It could be a turtle head, but dang, dude.
But if you advance it a couple of frames to where she's reaching out with her finger to it, you can see the scales on its hide.
I see that.
So it's not a bug. Like, everybody's been telling me, oh, that's just Mothra's in her larval form. And I'm like, no, it's not. It's very clearly not a moth.
I've just paused it on there, and I've gone in close. It almost looks like a frog skin.
Yeah, it's definitely
scales,
amphibious scales, and there's only one scaly amphibian. It's Gamera. If they put Gamera, because like Gamera's my favorite. If they put Gamera in there, I'm fucking done. Like.
This is your movie. Yeah. At that point, yeah, this locks it up for you. It's definitely something going on there. I'm really kind of interested to see what's going to happen here. No, that's really cool stuff, man. I like that. Let's break this down. I kind of broke some. I did it weird because I sent you a list of all the trailers in the order that I watched it. Mm-hmm. But let's talk about. It's really hard to talk about this because DC had a big showing, okay? And the next trailer I watched after Godzilla 2 was Young Justice Outsiders. And it looked amazing. Okay.
That one I didn't watch. I
It
wasn't too
looks
terribly interested in it.
Dude, Young Justice was an amazing series on Cartoon Network. It was well written. When I say well written, I'm talking on the level of Batman the Animated Series as far as telling a great story.
Which Batman the Animated Series is getting a release October 18th on Blu-ray, full Blu-ray restore in 16:9. That's going to be some shit.
I want.
Yeah.
I'm just being honest. I really want that too.
I'll rewatch the whole fucking series if it's in HD.
Bro, I'm committed to it. Yeah, like seriously, we'll cut all anime off for a while just to run through that whole series again. The Young Justice looks good, but here's my problem with that. DC Universe exclusive, which leads me to that whole thing. DC had a great showing, but they finally started putting together some information about this DC Universe. Their streaming app, I guess, that's coming. And $7.99 a month or $74.99 a year if you pre-order and get 3 months for free.
I don't need another fucking streaming app. I've already got Hulu, I've got Netflix, I've got HBO Go, I've got Stars. Just put it on another fucking service. Stop trying to fucking get money directly from everybody. God damn, this is the reason why, they're going to make streaming more expensive than fucking cable when they do all this shit. And not only that, you're having to reproduce all this infrastructure unless they're renting cloud services from Amazon or from some other cloud provider to provide all this video. You already have Amazon Prime Video, you already have Netflix, you already have Hulu, you already have all these other established streaming services. Just use one of them. Disney's going to come out with its own streaming service, so I'm going to pay for that too if I want that.
Which is going to suck because Disney's about to lock up the market.
Yeah,
it has all the Marvel movies, which I want to see, and if they pull them off, and
everything
Netflix,
that Fox has.
So there goes all the X-Men movies. Yeah. Once they lock this up, it's a lot. I mean, I'm almost at the point where I'm guaranteed I'm going to do the Disney app.
See, and that's the thing is this is what streaming was meant to prevent, but the market is segmenting itself up because everybody wants to make all the money directly because they don't want to have to go through somebody else. So it's almost like we're in the same position we were in with cable, but now we're in that position with streaming maps, and it's fucking dumb. But anyway, I'm sorry. Let's completely derail this.
No, man, but it's definitely one of those things, man, because when you start looking at it, I saw DC comes out with this, and then they say, hey, let's show you all the cool stuff we're going to drop. Look, I'm going to be honest. Young Justice locks me in. I want to see this show. But at the same time, there's two options. The option is I get somebody to pay for that crap and I piggyback it, or I have to buy it. And I don't like either of those options. I don't even want to piggyback somebody buying that crap because I can't buy into it. Mm-hmm. I mean, the stuff they're offering, they're going to have Batman, the animated series. They're going to have every DC cartoon is going to be on there. The old school Wonder Woman I know is going to be on there. Let's go ahead and talk about everything that's going to be on there. So the next thing after Young Justice, if you didn't watch it, Titans. Exclusive.
The live action
Titans.
One?
Yep. The new Titan series is going to be exclusive to it.
The fuck Batman trailer?
You got it, man.
It looks like a really low budget fan film with horrible cinematography. It's going to be garbage. Unless that footage was just something they slapdash together in a week or so right before the convention came out, that shit looks horrible. Just bad by every account. I mean, it could very well conceivably be a lot better once they actually launch it and get it onto the app, and they've had time to do all their post and add in all the effects that they want to add and finalize all the shots. But if you're trying to convince me to pay $7.99 a month for your app or however much it's going to cost, you got to come a little bit better than that. A lot better than that, actually. Also, no fuck Batman. No fuck. Why?
Like they needed that to be edgy.
Like it almost feels like nobody bothered to call Greg Berlanti and be like, "Hey, could you come and consult on this?" I mean, he already has a bunch of plates that are spinning anyway, and they're going to be spinning up a new Batwoman series that's going to be tied into the current universe. So, is this going to be its own universe completely?
Oh, no. I've done some homework, buddy. So here's the thing. Once I saw that trailer, I had to figure out what was going on with the service. So it appears that by the 5th episode of Titans, they're going to introduce Doom Patrol. Okay. The original Doom Patrol. And that got me interested. So what it looks like they're going to go for is a live action 13 episode series with a 2019 debut, which will get its basically launch on the 5th episode of Titans. They're going to kind of be introduced there. Now, here's where this gets interesting. They're going to be introduced via Cyborg.
Like, are we introducing a new Cyborg?
That's where I got confused, because if you bring Cyborg into the TV universe, and we know he exists in the movie universe, are we saying that both of these universes are now the same universe? Is it
the same actor, or is it a different actor?
No word.
Because it's not like they haven't done him in live action before. He was on Smallville.
Yeah, I mean, they totally got a different, there's a different guy playing the Flash on TV and one in the movies.
Yeah.
So it's possible it's going to be a different person. Very possible it's going to be a different person. But the fact that Cyborg is mentioned means that Cyborg has a connection to the Titans somehow, as well as he's going to bring in the Doom Patrol. Now, look, I love Doom Patrol. It was a strange comic. Grant Morrison had an amazing run on it. Hell, Jarrett Way is doing a great run with Doom Patrol right now in their Young Animal imprint for DC.
Seeing the tone of that trailer makes me think that is connected to and the fuck Batman comment, and the fact that Robin's dead, or Robin is dead in the DC Extended Universe, which they renamed for some reason. Leads me to believe that this is connected with the Snyder movie universe and not with the Berlanti television universe. And because of the tonal shift and all the other weirdness that goes on with it, I don't know if they're going to spring for that much money to get the guy who plays him in the movie to be on the television show, or if we're like fracturing the DC universe more and saying, okay, no, there's a third universe and it's this DC streaming service universe and it's different from all the other ones.
Oh, no, let me go ahead and make this worse for you. Here's how bad this is going to get. So I started doing more homework, and then I sent you this document, the SDCC trailer. There's a thing in there called Swamp Thing, right? Mm-hmm. Now, James Wan, who has been on fire lately as a director, he's done Lights Out. He did the Fast and the Furious. His name's pretty big budget name, right? Yeah. He's going to be doing the Swamp Thing series, and it will not be part of the Titans and Doom Patrol universe.
Oh, God damn it. So I guess we're going... if we wanted to put all these in the same universe together, what we do is just make them a part of the multiverse, because Supergirl already happens on a different universe than the Flash and Arrow and the rest of that universe. They just have the ability to cross between universes so they can talk to each other. And so if you want to put it in that parlance, then I guess these could also be other worlds within that Greg Berlanti verse. And we also consider the DCEU as to be one of those, like, because they technically have 52 Earths.
They had a issue with too many universes and too many parallel dimensions, and it was a problem in the comic books. Yet you take the problem you had on the comic books and you recreate it for your TV shows and movies, and that makes sense somehow.
Well, the only reason why they did it with the Berlantiverse is because Supergirl was happening on ABC, and they weren't going to be able to do crossovers properly with the other universes. So they stuck Supergirl in her own universe on purpose. At that point, as like a band-aid to fix this plot hole. But the rest of it, like outside of the Berlantiverse, just doesn't make sense. Like, if they were gonna have a unified universe, they should have gotten somebody to run the shit like Kevin Feige's running Marvel. Like, we've had this conversation like a dozen times. I don't think it's really worth rehashing now, but
no, it's a hot garbage mess, and they just keep making it worse. Yeah, so we have a Swamp Thing that's going to be appearing, and we have a Doom Patrol, and we have a Titans, and we have no idea where Titans and Doom Patrol is going to take place, but we do know for a fact that Swamp Thing won't be part of it. Now, here's the other thing that DC Universe is going to offer. It's going to be another exclusive. They're going to do a Harley Quinn animated series. Definitely looks to be an adult series.
Okay.
Don't know if you read that, but yeah, that is
no.
Yeah, it's going to be they have yet to say who they're going to get to voice it.
So then there's also the other Joker. There's the Joker movie with Joaquin Phoenix, who's been confirmed as the Joker, and possibly Robert De Niro, which is just a really weird pick. I guess Robert De Niro is still in his I don't give a fuck, I need money phase. I don't know. It's almost like somebody at DC is just running around with a box of matches and a gallon of gasoline and just throwing it everywhere and tossing matches and being like, it doesn't matter, just make whatever until something catches fire.
Does look like it.
Speaking of something catching fire, Shazam.
I'll be honest with you, I actually liked it.
Yeah, that's the peanut in the turd.
Yeah, that was that looked
it looks great.
It just looked good to me. Yeah, I really liked everything about it.
They did the thing that Marvel does really well, which is they got a director who's not very well known. Mm-hmm. He's directed a few films. He's shown that he can take production from start to finish. And then they've tossed a bunch of money at him. This is David F. Sandberg. You may know him from such hits as Lights Out and Annabelle Creation. Mm-hmm. But they've given him a property that it doesn't seem like DC really gives a shit about it, I guess. Mm-hmm. And he's done what looks like wonderful things with it. The trailer was fun and light. That trailer for that movie and the contents of that trailer felt more akin to what we see in the television universe versus anything that we've seen from anything that's come out of the Snyder dark DCU. It was
their Thor.
Yeah,
it's their Thor, and I want to see this movie.
It's also kind of it's their Thor Ragnarok, or another one is I've heard thrown around a lot is it's their Deadpool. Mm-hmm. So I want it to be good.
I do too.
I would love it to be not shit.
Yeah. Speaking of James Wan, he's the guy that's going to be introducing our next DC film on deck. This December, we'll get Aquaman, December 21st.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I like what I saw. Mostly because it's Jason Momoa, and plus I like his take on the character. I'm down to watch the movie. Now, here's what I like about it. I don't know if you watch a lot of the DC animated films.
I have. I've got a bunch of them. It's been a while since I've watched one. They're usually good. Like, they're almost one-to-one transitions of what's happening in the comics onto the screen. Like, if they could just give production of the fucking movies that they make for the animated series of movies and just say, here, do this with live actors. That would be great.
I'm going to give you some good news. I own the Blu-ray for Aquaman, The Throne of Atlantis. Mm-hmm. The freaking story we saw in that Aquaman trailer is that film. It is the animated film freaking story. And all the characters showed up. Black Mantis, his brother, Orin. Everybody's there. And I was just like, oh my God, they finally listened to us. Maybe we're about to get what I wanted.
It's kind of, and this has been tossed around out there too. It's basically the same story as Black Panther. Like, it's gonna be him coming home, having to fight his brother or another family member for control of the throne, in order to stop them from trying to take over the world. It's basically the same story. It's just slightly different. Aquaman isn't in charge already and being challenged. He's challenging the person who is in charge before that person can come and take over the world. But other than that, it's the same fucking story.
I can live with that. That was a good story.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can live with that. I'm putting my chips in on this one. I'm not betting all of my money on it. I'm definitely putting chips on this bet. I think Aquaman is going to pay off.
Yeah.
Only reason I say this, I looked up James Wan, okay, and let me just go ahead and break it down. This guy has given us some craziness. So, like, he gave us he's going to give us Aquaman, but he also did The Conjuring, which is a horror film. I watched the first Conjuring, and it was good. He did the first Insidious. He did the first Saw. He did the second Conjuring. He did the Fast and the Furious 7. He did the first Annabelle. He did Dead Silence back in 2017 with the puppets. He did Lights Out. In fact, he did Insidious, The Last Key, and Annabelle Creation. Now, the guy knows how to do horror films and jump scares and big budget films, you know, where they come in, he gives them a budget and he can make every single one of these turn back a profit. The one that's weird is The Nun, which was the one about the Conjuring 2's nun character. That hadn't come out yet, but it's coming.
Well, I think it seems like they're pulling a bunch of people from that same production house, which is the same one that did Get Out. It's Blumhouse, right?
Yeah, sure is.
So it seems like Warner Brothers is pulling everybody out of Blumhouse for some reason, which is just weird. Like, why would you pull shitty horror movie directors in to direct your big budget schlock action comic book films?
He did Furious 7, and let's just be honest, man, all the Fast and the Furious are nothing but comic book action with cars.
Yeah, I know.
This guy is taking, like, he did The Conjuring. The thing that got me about The Conjuring was I went and watched the first one. It actually did pretty good with Rotten Tomatoes. The first one did. It was, he shot it for a little bit of money and made a great film. He has proven that part. You know what I mean? I think he's proven himself that if you give him the time to make a good movie, he will make you a moneymaker and you will actually enjoy it. I mean, that's it. You don't go to those movies. Like I say, they're popcorn films. You don't go to them expecting this amazing Oscar winning story, but you get a damn good film.
Looking at those fucking trailers, I don't understand how they're going to make any money off of Aquaman at this point, because it looks like, I mean, they may as well be producing that movie on the same level that they produced The Jungle Book recently, because it looks like 99.9% of it is going to be CG. And like, God, that movie just looks expensive. Like, I unless there's going to be a whole lot more scenes where they are on land doing practical effects with like not underwater stuff. That movie's going to be horribly expensive. And then on top of that, it doesn't even look good. Like the scene with the kid when Jason Momoa is a little kid and the other kid throws him against the thing and the shark comes and rams into it. And then all of the CG sea life like lines up behind him. That shot looks like dog shit. Like that CG was horrible. Good. No. Yeah. Everything in that looked fake. The thing about CG is you never notice CG when it's used appropriately, and you always notice it when it's used badly. If in Jurassic Park, if you watch it from 1993, you really can't tell in that movie where the practical effects are and where the CG is, because the CG, even though it's a movie from 1993, is so well used and well done and well hidden that you don't think about it.
Right.
Aquaman just looks like Sharknado. I mean...
Oh, come on now. Sharknado was an amazing film.
I know. It's like high and low praise. It's like a backdoor insult.
It really was, because I love Sharknado, and it was terrible, but we loved the hell out of that. And if there is a
character in the DC universe that could cause a Sharknado, it would be Aquaman.
That is very true. I liked the underwater scenes where he was traveling in the sub down there. I liked that. I really enjoyed that scene. So I'm going to say, and I like the battle sequences. So it's a film like I'm going to go in there and I'm going to just eat popcorn and enjoy the hell out of it. I'm not really going to knock this one.
I don't expect much out of it. Honestly, like, I don't expect this to be the end-all be-all of movies, but if they can make it fun enough, if they can make it enough like the animated films, and if maybe they can spend just a little bit more money between now and November on that CG, might be pretty good.
I'm going to tell you something. That may be their thing, is to be, instead of trying to go for the... you're not going to beat the Marvel film, so why not just go for the whole take now where you're just like, let's make our films fun. Shazam is probably going to do a lot of money that opening weekend because it looks fun, depending on how much they throw into the marketing campaign too. There's some, there are variables. This is, well, technically what we got one more day of July, and then it's going to be August 1st on Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
When are they going to ramp up the plans? Because if you got a movie coming out in December 21st, that's your Christmas break. You're not going to wait to November to start really pushing the marketing, are you? They may. I mean, they possibly could, but
I think they're going to do it in October.
Yeah, they got to, they usually start like, if I go to the movies, I should see that trailer coming up soon.
Yeah.
That trailer with some new footage may be what we see soon. There may be another trailer, but that was a pretty heavy trailer, and you only saw it one place.
And that I got to admit, I did come just a little bit when I saw Black Manta fucking firing those lasers.
Bro, I got hyped. I mean, bro, like Black Manta and Orange, I'm just seeing that, hey, they're giving me the freaking animated film. That was the first thing I picked up on, was like, this is the animated film trailer. They're giving it to me with live action characters. And that was a great story.
Yeah.
And they're going to build on his romance with Mira. Oh, come on.
Her hair looks horrible, by the way. Just bad. It's a shitty wig.
Yeah, I'm not really feeling that.
I know.
Wig at all.
That was almost as bad a wig as what's her name from Inhumans.
I never got to see Medusa's wig. I never got to watch the show.
That's bad.
Hopefully, they're going to relaunch that thing.
And then they decided to not spend any money on her at all by shearing her in the first episode so that she doesn't have her powers. Yeah, there's a reason why Inhumans has basically just been balled up, thrown in the trash, and forgotten about.
They needed to, because they did it totally wrong.
It was the same guy that produced that show as the same guy who produced the first season of Iron Fist. Do you wonder why he's no longer with Marvel?
Yeah, do not let him anywhere near your stuff. Get him out of there.
Anyway, continuing on. So next is what? Glass?
Yes. Wow. Yeah. Wow.
I need to watch Split. I haven't watched Split. I have it. I just never got around to it, you know?
Watch it. So good. Okay, first of all, let's talk about this. When we talk about M. Night Shyamalan when he was good, M. Night Shyamalan when he was good. Because there's this
weird gap where he was really good, and then he's been really bad for a long time, and then he made Split, and everybody forgave him.
Bro, Split was so good. Yeah, I don't know if people forgave him, but here's what his thing was. It was so hit or miss, because like I actually went and watched the movie that's happening, and I liked the happening, but at the same time I was like, are you telling me it's the trees?
Then there's that crazy Blumhouse film where the old crazy people are impersonating the grandmother and grandfather of the two children and then chasing them around in the house movie.
Yeah,
that was what he did like right after Split.
Yeah, I didn't watch that.
Which again, why are Warner Brothers pulling everybody from Blumhouse? Does this mean that M. Night Shyamalan's gonna direct like The Question or something? Or
first of all, that would be the movie to put him on if they decide to do a Doom Patrol film.
The twist.
Question. He's gonna be the guy. Etrigan the Demon, the live action film. We're gonna bring M. Night in for that one. Yeah, he had a weird, just like, let's face it, man. He did The Sixth Sense, blew everybody in the world's mind, then does Unbreakable, and we just can't fall out of love with him. And then his career breaks.
Yeah.
Because it was right after that he gave us Signs, and we were like, this is okay, but
I got a sign that this film is a piece of shit.
Yeah, it was not Unbreakable. And then after Signs, is that where we got The Village and then The Happening?
Yeah.
I think that's the order that they went in.
And then eventually he got around to ruining Avatar, The Last Airbender for all of those weebs.
And then there was Lady in the Water in it, which I loved Lady in the Water. Paul Giamatti, Bryce Dallas Howard. It was a fucking fairy tale.
That's the one that's based off of
a story he used to tell his kids at night.
I always, for some reason, I thought it had something to do with the Bhagavad Gita or some Indian mythology.
Yeah. No, he used to tell what I remember with the pitch for that one when he was on his tour for it. He kept saying he used to tell his kids a story at night to put them to bed, and that was the story he told them, and he made a movie about it. And it could have been based out of some of that. I'll have to go look, but I just thought, wow, that's pretty cool. Where your dad makes movies and can tell you his bedtime story and make a movie out of it. So I thought that was neat, but still at the same time, it is what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I must see. I am hyped for Glass. First of all, Samuel L. Jackson can do no wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to say that right now.
I wish we'd have gotten a trailer for Captain Marvel, man. That would have been really nice. Speaking of Sam Jackson. But
we need something.
So Glass, thumbs up. Want Glass. I can't believe I'm saying that about an M. Night Shyamalan film at this point. Doctor Who, Jodie Whittaker's gonna fucking kill it, 100%.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting. It was nice to finally see some footage of her in the role.
The Doctor.
Yeah, it was really nice to see that. I really liked the idea of the three companions and her, and it looks like a good mix. It's going to be a solid season. Doctor Who is one of those shows that for the people that aren't Doctor Who fans, they won't get it. But if you could sit down and watch it, it is one of the most consistently compelling shows that comes out season to season.
Yeah.
It always has solid writing. There's never like their worst episode is better than most people's good episodes.
Yeah.
So it's I'm not disappointed by this move. I was ready to see the female Doctor. I think the world's been hyped. The Doctor Who fans, the Whovians, have been hyped for a while and waiting to see it. I know that a lot of people are like, well, I hope she still has a relationship with a female. And I was like, I don't watch Doctor Who to see who they're going to date. I actually get annoyed when they date.
I find it funny that the last Doctor's last companion was a lesbian, and right after that is when he decides in his regeneration that he wants to be female. But it's too late because she's gone. Like, she's on a spaceship in the middle of wherever the fuck they're running off to together with another girl already. Yeah. I thought that was funny. I think the writing staff is changing over too. They're switching away from their previous writers.
Oh. Could make things interesting.
I can't remember what the fuck the name of that other asshole was. But he's a real dick. But yeah, I think that this time around, it's new writing staff, new Doctor. They're completely transitioning over everybody, because there have been this would be the third set of writers who have come in to take it over. There was the original set of writers, and they did the first season in 2009. They did all of Tennant's run, and then it switched over to Matt Smith, and then Matt Smith. Stephen Moffat, that's the previous writer. He did.
I remember he was a showrunner for him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then who we got after that?
He was the showrunner and writer.
Was he?
And he's being replaced by Chris Chibnall in 2018. So that's the one thing that I'm really hopeful for, is that Stephen Moffat is leaving and we're bringing in somebody else, and we're bringing in a new Doctor. Like, we're getting a whole new show with all the characters that you love.
Wow.
Let's see, who's next? Disenchanted, I didn't bother watching the trailer. I know I'm going to want to watch it because it's from Matt Groening.
It was. Let's go ahead and just talk about this. Netflix is a player. Okay. Netflix definitely represents at San Diego Comicon now. It has to. Netflix is launching its own freaking anime and more amazing series than some other channels, you know? So it's when you can get Matt Groening to come over and then do that book, Disenchantment, and then turn it into a animated series, line me up.
Yeah.
Line me up. And it's coming August 17th.
It's coming up quick. So that's why I didn't bother watching the trailer, because it's coming soon. I'm gonna watch it anyway, because I would literally watch that man watch paint dry. I mean, we've got what,
and 20, it's probably gonna be hilarious when he does
20 plus years of The Simpsons, multiple years of Futurama. We have this show now. Like, everything that he's ever done has been interesting and awesome. So I didn't really think that there was a reason to watch the trailer.
I'm gonna tell you something. I would say watch it. I watched it twice. I don't really do that a lot of times with trailers. I watched Disenchantment twice. And when I watched it, I rewound it and watched it. That's why I watched it twice. It was that good of a trailer to me. There was a lot of jokes. It moved fast. The art felt familiar and comfortable. So you know what that means. That means you're going to be getting his solid kind of life and hell art. It felt a little more life and hell than Simpsons. Or first season Simpsons, kind of, the characters, it was just like it felt right, man. And and the jokes are hilarious.
So the Dragon Prince? I didn't hear about that one.
It was another Netflix offering, animated series. It looks like, how do I want to call this? It had a Game of Thrones feel. Definitely, animated? Yeah, animated, heavily violent. Almost like Dungeons and Dragons meets Game of Thrones. Yeah, it was weird. It was weird, but I liked everything about it. And it's not going to come out to September 14th, but I'm going to definitely cover it for our channel. You know, I kind of I kind of booked down on their animated series, and they have not.
Looks like it's cell shading. Like the whole thing is cell shaded.
It's a weird look, bro, but it's just that trailer kind of just got me. It was one of those weird ones where it was like, yeah, I guess I'm a bite. Let's watch this. And as I watched it, I just kept thinking, this looks good to me. I don't know why.
It looks like they've used it's not really an animated show so much as it's rendered and then rendered in a way to make it look animated, which is called cell shading.
Yeah.
So it looks like it's a cell shaded thing. Like you can really tell in the shot where like they're going down the hallway and everybody's fighting and the camera's moving down the hallway back and forth. Like that looks cell shaded to me. Or even when like the little kid is holding up the little glowing monster, you can tell it's 3-dimensional. It's not a flat image, or like when the dragon pops up at the end. Or when they're fighting on that rampart, when the camera spins around them. Like you can't do that kind of shit with traditional animation unless you want to spend a fuckload of time doing it. And Netflix isn't going to put that. I mean, they're going to put a lot of money behind it, but they're not going to put that much money behind it. So,
this looks crazy to me, man. The more I watched it, and then the thing was, it was the writer and director of Avatar: The Last Airbender is behind this, which we both know how that show really influenced a lot of kids and generations, man. That guy gave us some great seasons with that show. And it's almost at the point where it's like, you know what? I'm going to give this one a shot just because I believe in him. And Netflix has had the ability to lock me in on some craziness, man.
Next one is what? Overlord?
Yes. Now, that was the new J.J. Abrams produced film that's looking for a November 9th release, 2018.
Is this World War One or two?
I think it was a World War One. Wait.
No, there's airplanes. No, it's World War II.
And it's Nazis.
Okay.
They're Nazis, yeah. So it's, oh man, did I not tell you about, let me tell you about this on Twitter. So I had a guy, and they were like, I don't buy into this. Black paratroopers.
Let me tell you something.
And I had to send him an article about the Black Condors, the Black paratroopers for World War II. And all his reply was, you got me there. He sent me the GIF. You got me there. And I was like, okay. Yeah. He said, I said, yeah. I said, you're really trying to have a discussion about realism in a zombie movie, and the thing that got you were the Black paratroopers. Yeah. So
this is Nazi zombies?
Can I be honest with you? You know what I thought it was when I first saw it? I went, are they making a Battlefield movie? I thought it was the zombies.
Almost looks like Wolfenstein. Like the older Wolfensteins where it's Nazi zombies that you're taking on. Or even actually the new Wolfenstein actually does have that. If you play the DLC that was the standalone DLC that was released, that one is Nazi zombies, and they're basically just retelling the original Wolfenstein using the new Wolfenstein engine, and it happens as a prequel to the first Wolfenstein.
This trailer looks a lot of fun, man.
Yeah. And it's got one of the guys from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. in it too. I noticed him early on in the trailer. Fitz.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He's one of the he's on the plane, I think, with them, or after they get to the ground. I can't. I'm literally just watching this trailer for the first time right now with no sound on, so I can't really.
Bro, I would say exactly. even if you turn it up a little, man, I think you'll like what you see.
No, I don't want it to bleed in over us. But yeah, it looks good. I might check it out. I don't know if it's going to be a thing where I'm going to watch it in the theater or I'm going to wait until it comes out, but I'll definitely give it a watch.
I will, you know me, I'll probably be our guy that goes and watches it in the theater day one. J.J. Abrams seems to keep getting a freaking pass from me. I don't know why. He didn't disappoint me with the Star Trek films. I mean, they're action. He doesn't disappoint me. The Cloverfields are weird. I just don't know what I'm going to get with the Cloverfields.
Cloverfield, the latest Cloverfield, the one that came out on Netflix, that was not a Cloverfield movie initially. That was a movie that was produced and it was in the can and it was slated for release, and it got bought by J.J. Abrams and by Netflix, and specifically re-engineered to be a Cloverfield movie and to tie in with the universe. Because, like, if you watch the film, you can tell where they fit in pieces, or where they did some voiceover work to change it, or where they changed the name of something that they call it something. Like, they call the ship something, but there's an exterior shot of the ship where they didn't bother to change the name on the side of the ship.
Mm-hmm.
And so they just kind of stuck the Cloverfield name on that and released it, hoping that would trick people into watching it, which it did. Tricked me into watching it. I watched it. I think it would have actually been better to be a standalone film and not connected to Cloverfield at all.
Because I have an expectation when you tell me Cloverfield. Even 10 Cloverfield Lane did not disappoint me.
Well, 10 Cloverfield Lane was just fucking amazing.
Yeah, I like the original Cloverfield because it, for what it was, blew me away. But then 10 Cloverfield Lane comes out and it takes it to another level. And then you tell me, hey, we're going to give you a Cloverfield movie on Netflix. I have an expectation. Yeah. You don't meet that expectation. Now, you had some great body horror and what it was, you know.
I think, I don't know. That whole thing could have been done a lot better. We're digressing a lot, though.
Yeah, we really did on that one, man. That Overlord kind of took us there. It took us there.
So, Dead Class?
Dead Class. First of all, the Russo brothers come to TV.
Again. They're coming back to TV because they did Arrested Development.
Yeah, and this is the based on a comic book. And sci-fi comes in with it. Now, watch the trailer for this one. I personally thought, after I watched this, I was like, I don't know why, but I just kind of bought into this. I did not read the comic book. I'm not going to pretend that I read the comic book.
I didn't either.
Yeah, this, seeing this.
I'm hesitant to try to watch anything that comes out of sci-fi, the channel Sci-Fi, because it always seems like they either cancel things way too early or they run out of money and they cancel them. I don't know why the Russo... Oh, it's got him in it. That's awesome. Now I'm going to have to watch it now. God damn it.
What tricked you into watching it? Who was the him?
Wong.
Yeah. Bro, not only that, Henry F. Rollins is going to show up in this trailer. You'll see him here before it ends. And when I saw Henry Rollins show up all amped up, I was like, well, I'm in. Look at him.
I haven't seen him yet.
Oh, no, I was looking at Wong when he shows up.
Oh, yeah.
Just like in the suit, drinking tea, you just know.
There he is.
You saw it.
You know what I'm waiting for, and they didn't give us a trailer for it, is season 2 of Happy. Did you watch Happy?
I did not.
Oh, motherfucker. You need to go watch that shit.
That was amazing. The one with Patton Oswalt as the imaginary unicorn. Friend unicorn. Yeah.
That show was just balls amazing.
Really?
Let's see.
There, man, I just love seeing Rollins, man.
And then there's that new Clone Wars, which is the old Clone Wars, which is the new clone. They're resurrecting the show for a season to finish out a storyline. Do I have the gist of that?
I'm not even quite sure. I've been trying to get the idea of what they're doing here. Like, is this continuing? Are we going to get to see the full freaking thing? Or what are they giving to me?
From everything that I've passingly read on Reddit through just titles of stuff that's come up in like the prequels subreddit, it seems to be season 7 of the Clone Wars television show that was on for a while. It's basically just like this small amount of time between Clone Wars and Rebels that they're just filling in backstory. And I think what they're doing is they're gonna try to bring Akasha into the movie universe because they've basically run out of people to kill and run out of things to reference with the current films, and so they're going to start trying to bring things from the animated series, which are still considered to be canon, into the current 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we may get Akasha in 10 or 11 or 12 after we set her story arc up for how she ends in this Clone Wars trilogy, or this Clone Wars saga season. I don't know. I may be completely wrong. Like, they're gonna do whatever the fuck they want to. There's also been a bunch of rumblings that the head woman in charge of the Star Wars franchise, they were trying to out her, but nobody would take the job. Like, they tried to offer it to J.J. Abrams, and he was like, "Nah, dog, I'm not doing that." I can't even remember her fucking name. That's how horrible I am. No, it's not George Lucas. Kathleen Kennedy. So after the disaster of Solo, they're trying to out Kathleen Kennedy, but nobody will take the job. Because nobody like wants to... Nobody has the balls, other than Kathleen Kennedy, to continue to make Star Wars films and have there be a possibility of them failing and ruining their career.
Yeah, I like Solo. It was... I went into it like this. It was a prequel. I didn't go in thinking this is going to be the greatest freaking film I'm ever going to watch. I went in going, I just want this to entertain me.
So you went in as a reasonable human being and not a Star Wars fan.
Yeah, dude, look, here's my thing. I'm 47 and I don't get the toxic Star Wars fan. I actually detest those people. They are a pox on something that I grew up with and loved. I hate those people because it's almost like it's not real. Of course it's not real. It's a movie about fucking space, you idiots. So it shouldn't feel real. I loved it. I was entertained.
What I think is really hilarious is like everybody is crowing about how if George Lucas was still in control, this movie would have never happened and things would be so much better. And then right as they started crowing about that shit, George Lucas basically publicly said, "Oh, well, the 7, 8, and 9 that they're doing is nothing like the 7, 8, and 9 that I was going to do because my 7, 8, and 9 was going to happen on the macro scale. And it was going to be about midichlorians. Like, literally, the midichlorians were going to be the stars of the show. And it was going to happen on the macro scale. So it wasn't even going to really be a Star Wars trilogy. It wasn't going to have anything to do with Star Wars at all. There was going to be no spaceships. It It was basically going to be like cells fighting it out in your body. Doesn't make any fucking sense. And I don't know if he's being serious or if that was just a brilliant play to try to throw and troll all of those stupid fucks. Because if that was what it was, it's brilliant.
Oh, yeah. Oh, but you know, them, they were probably like, oh my God, that's just going to be the greatest film ever if he'd have done it. I think he was trolling myself because here's my thing, man. It was, George got out when it was time to get out. I'm just going to be honest. He got out at the right time. He's a
fucking savvy businessman. He knows when to get in and out of things. He knew to ask for all the... he was like, I don't want any money from the movies. Just give me the rights to make all the toys. And then he laughed all the way to the bank for fucking 40 years. And then he made episodes 1, 2, and 3, fucked them up horribly, realized how badly he fucked them up, and then started shopping around for somebody to sell this thing to because he couldn't do it. And then he sold it to Disney, and he's been laughing all the way to the bank since. And he's now at the point where, you know, he could say whatever the fuck he wants to, but ultimately he's not in charge. And so he doesn't have to worry about anything that he says having any kind of repercussions on him. He's made like one public appearance in the name of Star Wars at the Star Wars event last year before they released episode 8. And even while he was there, he shit on Star Wars. And the fan base. It was hilarious.
Yeah, he's a wild dude, man.
Anyway.
He is definitely a wild dude. I'm sitting here just kind of looking at everything. Man, we really covered a lot, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, we really covered a lot. The only thing we didn't, I don't know how you felt about it. The Fantastic Beasts 2 trailer.
Oh, I think we've lost.
Above my head.
Never mind.
Yeah, the Fantastic Beasts 2 trailer was above my head. The Arrow Season 7 trailer, I didn't even watch.
I didn't watch the Arrow Season 7 trailer. I haven't watched Arrow in 2 seasons. I haven't watched it since Season 5.
Yeah,
Black Lightning. I barely finished Season 5. Huh?
Yeah. Did you do Black Lightning?
Black Lightning, yeah. Black Lightning Season 2, the trailer wasn't a trailer for Season 2. It was just a super cut of stuff that happened in Season 1, like a reminder that Season 2 is coming. I'm still going to watch the shit out of Season 2 because Black Lightning was awesome. Mm-hmm. Like, we have Black Lightning, we have Thunder, and we have Lightning.
What about the Flash Season 5 trailer? What was that?
It was just another recap. Like, all of the trailers for all of the DC stuff were all just reminders of what happened last season, and they didn't contain any new content. The most new content about those shows that we've gotten is just like listings of people who are going to be in the season and what characters they're playing, but nothing else. We know that Batwoman is coming, but we didn't get a trailer for it. And we know that Batwoman is not just coming, but she's taking the Legends spot. And she's going to be the fourth party in the crossover event. So it's going to be Arrow, Batwoman, Supergirl, and no Legends of Tomorrow, and Flash. And no Black Lightning either. Which I would love to see a fucking crossover with Black Lightning. Because that would be hilarious. Just because, like, tonally, that show is still within the same tone as the rest of the Berlanti stuff, but it does have a little bit more serious of an edge to it than all of the other ones.
Yeah, doing what else? There was a Legends of Tomorrow Season 4 trailer, Krypton Season 2, Supergirl Season 4.
Krypton is bringing in Lobo on Season 2. It's the first time we're ever going to get any kind of a look at a cinematic Lobo is at a goddamn television show on Sci-Fi. And I haven't watched Krypton at all, by the way.
Me neither. I hadn't either. I do know that CW has that new show, Roswell, New Mexico, which seems like, didn't they already do a show called Roswell on the CW a long time ago?
Probably.
Then I knew that we were getting the Purge television series.
Don't care. I never watched the Purge movies, so.
Yeah, it's a 10-part series coming to USA.
Is it going to be like a Donald Trump presidency term 2 retrospective? Like, is that...
Bro, I'm already at the point where I think most Republicans, we could introduce a Purge and they would buy into it. So, at first, I used to think the Purge was a great, like, franchise. Now I just think it's a documentary about where we're headed. I do.
Keep America great.
Yeah. Please purge. Yeah,
which is hilarious because that's what Trump's going to use on his posters that he's printing already for his 2020 run. And the Purge used it first and copywrote it in the new movie that just came out. The first Purge. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Keep America great is the tagline.
It's awesome.
And it's an entire movie about them trying to exterminate black people. So, it's all kinds of topical, I guess.
Yeah, man.
I need to go watch something less depressing. I need to go watch Ant-Man and the Wasp. I still haven't done it yet, but we're going to do an episode on that.
I cannot wait for you to see this film.
Because it's not Ant-Man and the Wasp. It's the Wasp's movie. Ant-Man just happens to be in it from everything that I've been told. Or not told, but like absorbed, I guess.
I think they're...
Oddly enough, I haven't run into any spoilers.
How good it is. Yeah, it is so good. It is. I'm not going to spoil it. I think it's one of those films that has to be seen in order for you to understand that it has some of the realest lines, but yet it's one of the most fun movies that they have next to the Thor series and Guardians. Ant-Man is a fun movie based in real life. Like that whole thing about, I got a college degree and I'm working at a Baskin and Robbins. It's lines like that resonate in Ant-Man and the Wasp, and you realize how much he is us. He is one of us. Scott is the everyman hero we've all wanted, and he is so good in this. And it was such a good film.
All right. Well, we'll leave it on that.
I will tell you one other movie that you want to see, and I know you're going to think I'm joking. The Rotten Tomatoes on it are at 96 right now. You're not going to believe this, but the Teen Titans Go movie is phenomenal.
I would believe it. I mean, it's one of the animated ones, right?
Yeah, it's an animated film.
All the DC animated stuff is amazing.
Bro,
I don't know why they don't just give those people all of the DC universe on film and just let them go wild.
Well, I think the big thing was a lot of people have really talked a lot of noise against the Teen Titans Go for a long time, and they were like, "Oh, it's crap," and it's a bunch of fart jokes. It is. It's very immature humor. But this was a film.
Fart jokes. What's wrong with fart jokes?
Well, this movie knew what it was, and it knows where it stands, and it's not. It trolled every freaking film DC has made. The guys that wrote this, like, we know what you've done for films, and we're about to troll you. And Stan Lee shows up in the film.
Yeah, I've heard about the Stan Lee cameo.
Stan Lee is in the film, but it's like they trolled everything. My favorite part is when they're talking to Superman, Wonder Woman, and Green Lantern, and they're like, well, you can't be a superhero unless you have a movie. And they go, well, did you have a movie? And Superman said, several. And then they said, would you have a movie? Wonder Woman's like, yeah, recently they just gave me my own film and it did really well. And they looked at Green Lantern and said, did you have a movie? Yeah, but we don't talk about it. And I was like, oh, yes. And it was John.
You just see Green Lantern try to slink out of the conversation entirely.
Yeah, it was like, John Stewart Green.
And he's gone.
John Stewart Green Lantern trolls the film in the movie. And it was such an amazing line. And you just go, this film knows what it is. And the biggest thing right now, you're going to see it online. If you look up Deadpool for kids, it pulls up the Teen Titans Go film. It is very much tongue-in-cheek, hilarious, mile-a-minute jokes. Just throwing it out there. If you get a chance, find it, watch it.
All right.
All right, bro. I think we can get out of here. We got a good show, man. It's been cool getting this back up. Maybe we can start doing these again on a regular basis. Who knows? Miracles happen every day. Okay.
We can try.
All right, brother. You take care of yourself. And for everybody that listened, thank you for tuning into the show. Please make sure to click on the links below and to subscribe to us and keep sending us your questions. And thank you for staying subscribed because we've been going and we've been busy bringing you other content. So make sure to check out our YouTube channel and see all the great stuff that we're producing for you over there. Thanks.
Bye.